leadership development in corporates and particularly business organizations that is based on Indian knowledge system centered philosophy and organizational design. And I think this is an area that is not just in need, but I think it is an urgent case to be made because a lot of interventions on organizational design and people development in corporates today, from what I could see, having been there and now seeing it from the outside, happens with discourses that come from elsewhere, right? That come from the idea of diversity training in corporates does not factor the fundamental need for diversity of thought. Before you can talk about any other diversity, it has to be a diversity of thought. Do you have the ability to hold multiple opinions together? And what is the philosophy, what is the cultural experience that can generate that psychology that will help you do that, which is Bharat. But we don't have an organizational training philosophy, an organizational training method, a global framework where we can take this to people. We are saying that the biggest challenge all of the corporate leaders talk to us about is holding diversity. And this is because we have also instigated people to bring their whole self into the organization. Okay, well, if they are bringing their whole self and a significant part of that self today is populated by political belief, they're clearly going to bring their politics into office. What do you do about it? Do you have a leadership that is capable of understanding the complexities of politics? Do you have a leadership that is capable of understanding what public policy is? Today, the challenge for leaders is very different to what it was even 5 years ago. And I want to just take a couple of minutes why I think so. As a manager or as a business leader, if you were good at managing the market and the organization and aligning your people with those, you were relatively successful. You had a chance at success because ultimately that's what it was about: what you do and how does that fit into a market, and how do you make sure that your business process, strategy, and everything else is aligned with that. But there are two other dimensions that have come into the organizational sphere today with rapid force, which I don't think leadership is capable of handling. One is the state, and the second one is the cultural self. People, even in my generation and definitely the previous generation, were comfortable doing their job, giving themselves that identity, knowing that this funds and takes care of the rest of the thing, and look for meaning in family, look for meaning in their cultural traditions. Today, you have broken those barriers. Like I said, a lot of this is mediated by technology, but you also have to deal with state policy. A lot of office conversation today is about what happens outside because it is beamed through you, through Facebook, through Twitter, through Insta. So there is a pervasive impact of state actions in the relationships that you form even at work. I don't think we have articulated this. I don't think we've reflected on this. We are still taking the same rhetoric of bring the whole self into work without understanding what is a self and how it can be captured. And the other part, the corollary to that is the cultural self. Right? You are obviously experiencing a moment of cultural reawakening, and this is likely to have a lot of repercussion in how you want to design your spaces. What is important for you as an organization? Can you pay obeisance to your gods here? If yes, why? If no, why not? Right? Can you do that? And what is your ability to form relationships without the dimension of sacred? We've kept sacred outside, but as the reawakening happens, people, if you want them to bring their whole self, they'll also bring their idea of sacred into the office space. So what do you do about it? These are challenges that I don't think organizations have fully recognized, although the outward symptoms of the problems such fissures bring about are felt.